During this lesson you will be required to fill out a worksheet. I recommend you read through the worksheet before viewing the lesson. In order to give you time to do this, you can use the pause button at the bottom of the screen. Learning outcomes. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to list the most common dangers facing you when excavating for a paving job. List the precautions you should take when carrying out a paving job. Walking safely below ground. The most obvious risk during a paving project occurs during the excavation stage. You are entering uncharted territory with a sharp implement, and there are a number of potential risks that may be encountered. Modern underground services, since about 1985 onwards, are usually ducted, not only for added protection from risk, but also to aid identification. These are listed in the next slide in decreasing likelihood of occurrence on a typical residential paving project. Number 1. Electricity supply, underground and overhead. These are usually coloured red. Number 2. Gas pipe, usually coloured yellow. Number 3 is the telephone cable, usually coloured grey. Number 4 is the cable TV cable, usually coloured black. Number 5 is the water pipe. These are usually coloured blue. Older water pipes are made from lead. Number 6, drainage pipes. These are either PVC, concrete or clay. And number 7 are foundations, usually concrete, bricks, blocks, or in some cases stone. General safety advice. There are a few other risks that you may encounter when undertaking a paving project. Most of these risks are reduced by applying common sense and wearing protective clothing. Footwear. Some paving materials are quite heavy. Wear safety boots, preferably with steel toe caps and pierce-resistant midsoles. If working with wet concrete, wear Wellington boots, as the alkali reaction of wet concrete will eat away at the stitching on normal footwear. Look for boots that comply with EN 345, that's European norm. Gloves. Paving materials are by nature quite abrasive, and cement or materials containing cement can burn exposed skin, as seen in the photograph opposite. The rubberized gloves last longer, but make your hands stink and need regular washing. The knitted gloves wear quite quickly, but are fine for digging, etc. A combination is required of knitted gloves with rubber palms. There are also anti-vibratory gloves that absorb some of the vibration from heavy power tools and help reduce the chance of hand-arm vibration syndrome, or this is sometimes called white finger. Dust masks. All dusts should be avoided, which is only common sense, but also take care not to inhale cement or lime dust, which can seriously irritate the lungs. When using power saws to cut paving materials, you must always wear a particulate dust mask. Suitable masks will comply with EN 143 or EN 149. Cements and brick dust are classed as fine dusts. Eye protection. This is especially important when cutting paving materials, whether with hand tools, block splitters or power saws. A pair of safety goggles can be bought from a builder's merchants or a hire shop for a couple of euro. Replacement eyes are much harder to get and more expensive. General clothing. Overalls or standard workwear will protect exposed skin from cements and reduce the risk of cuts, grazes and abrasions. Beware of loose clothing, especially when working with power tools. Wear a hard hat if working on a job with overhead works or if working in trenches. Working with cement. Mixing cement with water releases an alkali. Avoid breathing cement dust. Wear protective clothing when working with cement. If wet cement comes in contact with the skin, wash off with water immediately. If cement splashes into your eyes, flush with water and seek medical attention immediately. Working with sewers. Working on any part of a sewer system presents risk. Cuts and grazes can easily become infected. Rats may carry diseases. Wear protective gloves and clothing at all times. Gases generated within a sewer system can lead to unconsciousness. Only fully trained and certified personnel should enter a sewer or manholes. If in doubt, contact a local drainage contractor. Conclusion. The most common dangers facing you when excavating for a paving job are the penetration of underground and overhead services, which are digging equipment. For example, electricity supply, gas pipe, telephone cable, cable TV cable, water pipe, drainage pipes and foundations. Before excavation begins, all services should be located by carrying out a survey of the site, and all personal protective equipment should be worn.